Well, in a moment, we'll be speaking with the singer, Sinead O'Connor. But first, we're joined from the Vatican by journalist Gerard O'Connell. Jerry, I'm wondering, do you think there is any way in which whatever did happen during the dirty wars in Argentina can ever be clarified? It's unlikely that anyone will ever know how much or how little any individual priest did.
Look, the accusations that have been brought against Cardinal Bergoglio have come from a left-wing journalist who was a member of the guerrilla movement that carried out a lot of terrorist attacks during the 1970s, the Montoneros in Argentina. His name is Horacio Verbinski, and he's the one that is alleging these. He alleged them when in the 2000, he published a book. He helped to make all this information known in 2005 when Cardinal Bergoglio was the runner-up for the papacy at that time. And now that he's been elected, it comes out again. This man is working with the Kirchner government. He was working very close to Christina Kirchner at that time, and he's working now as almost her information officer. And he has, you should understand that the Cardinal has been challenging very much the policies of the Kirchner government, Nestor Kirchner first, now Christina Kirchner, for the little they're doing for the poor and for the amount of wealth that they are accumulating themselves and their cronies in government.
Well,
these allegations have been challenged.
Let's move on then and think for a moment about wealth. Do you think that there's anything about his enthronement that will signal a kind of de-pomposization of the Pope?
Well, look, you saw last night when he came out on the balcony, you saw the cross he had. It was a very simple cross. He's not wearing gold. And if you see today the black shoes he's on, he's not wearing red Prada shoes either. This is going to be a man who is tried to simplify, like St. Francis of Assisi, the church. St. Francis, it's significant, he chose the name Francis. Francis of Assisi got the vision from Christ. My church is in ruins, you rebuild it. And this is what this man, I think, sees his mission as well.
Do you think...
I know very well that...
Just talking about the simple life he likes to lead, do you think he'll ever take a bus again?
I would not be surprised if he walks out of the Vatican incognito, but I don't know. But I am sure that he feels right now that he's a prisoner. He likes his freedom. He likes to walk into the shanty towns. He likes to walk down the streets and meet the people who are picking up cardboard boxes and papers to try and get enough money to have a meal at night.
Well, thank you very much indeed, Jerry O'Connell. Good to talk to you. Let's now go to Dublin, and where we're joined by the singer-songwriter Sinead O'Connor. Sinead, there you are in what once was a Catholic country, still possibly is. Yes, we're waving at you too. What do you make of events in Rome?
Well, you know, I guess I wish everyone the very best, and I don't know anything about the man, so I'm not going to rush to judging him on one thing or another, but I would say he has a scientifically impossible task, because all religions, but certainly the Catholic Church is really a house built on sand, and it's drowning in a sea of conditional love, and therefore it can't survive. And actually the office of Pope itself is an anti-Christian office, and the idea that Christ needs a representative is laughable and blasphemous at the same time. Therefore it is a house built on sand, and we need to rescue God from religion, all religions. They've become a smokescreen which is actually distracting people from the fact that there is a Holy Spirit. And when you study the Gospels, you see the Christ character came to tell us that we only need to talk directly to God. We never needed religion.
But
therefore his job is impossible. God help him. So,
Sinead, if you were to go to Argentina, or indeed you were to go to anywhere,
he does or doesn't
but if you were to go to Argentina or anywhere in Africa, for example, or anywhere else in Latin America, you might see a different story, mightn't you? One in which you have exceptionally poor and deprived people in pockets all over both continents, for whom this is often the only strand they have. And it is toiling priests on the ground rather than whatever goes on in Rome.
Well, you know, I guess we've look. I'm a Catholic person myself. In fact, I'm a Catholic priest, whether they like it or not. And may I point out that this is an organisation, and if he changes this, I'll eat my hat, and now all my words. But they list as the number one, the two number ones of the worst crimes a Catholic can commit are paedophilia and female ordination. Now that's pretty warped thinking when you look at what that means of what they think about children. If he changes that, I'll eat every word I ever said. But in the meantime, you know, okay, God means a lot to people, and I respect that. I'm a Catholic myself. But, you know, God and religion are two different things, and we need to separate them. There is a difference between God and religion, and the office of Pope is an anti-Christian office. When you study the Gospels, you see that the Christ character came to tell people you don't need religion in order to have a relationship with Jesus Christ.
But in that sense,
Holy
from your perspective, it doesn't really matter who's in Rome. It won't make any difference to people on the ground.
Probably the majority of people on the ground, and I don't mean disrespect to Catholic people, because I believe in Jesus Christ, I believe in the Holy Spirit, all of those, but I also believe in all of them. I don't think it cares if you call it Fred or Daisy, you know. Religion is a smokescreen. It has everybody talking to the wall. There is a Holy Spirit who can't intervene on our behalf unless we ask it. Religion has us talking to the wall. The Christ character tells us himself you must only talk directly to the Father. You don't need intermediaries. We all thought we did, and that's okay. We're not bad people, but let's wake up. You know, that God was there before religion. It's there despite religion. It'll be there when religion is gone.
Sinead O'Connor, thank you very much for joining us. There's a distinctly different view from what we've had in Rome, so people can make up their minds. Thanks so much for joining us.